Hello and welcome back to the Sovereign FX YouTube channel. So today we'll be discussing setups and entries of a powerful price action strategy that can help you make informed trading decisions. So price action is the study of price movements, and it's one of the most popular methods used by traders to analyze the markets. Okay, so today I'll be going over setups and entries of the playbook I use to get better trades in general. So in the future, rather than relying on lagging indicators, you can use this strategy to gain a deep understanding of the markets and develop a more accurate trading strategy. So if you are looking to take your trading to the next level, be sure to stick around and learn all about this powerful price action strategy. Okay, so there's a difference between setup and an entry, and we're going to go over that as we go through this document. You can have your book, a pen, and write to draw them somewhere. Also, you could maybe pause if you didn't understand, go back. So this is the first setup. Here, when you have your zone or your price or your interest, like area of interest, when price closes above the range, you will expect the next candle to drive up towards the next resistance or the next point of interest. So that is the setup. The closure above this range is your setup. But how do you enter the trade? After price closes outside the range, you will now enter on the current candle, this one as it's printing, the candle opening using previous low as stops. Okay, hope you got that. So you'll use, and as we've known, we use the 30-minute for entries. So you'll have your stop loss below the 30-minute candle and your entry as it breaks the high of the previous 30-minute candle. So this is just the same, but on bearish markets. So price closes below the range, you would expect the next candle to go downwards, have your stop losses above the previous 30-minute candle, and your entry as it breaks the previous candle's low. Okay, so this now is an example of an entry, or as you've seen, price doesn't always give you picture perfect trades, and this is just a type of entry that's outside the normal. So when price closes above, but then the next candle fails to break above this, okay, fails to break above the previous, you'll wait for it to close, and if it closes below the range, it's a fake out. But if it closes above the range but bearish, you wait for the next candle to make a bottom wick, then to break above the previous candle's high for an entry. Okay, so here's an in-depth, a more understandable way so that you can have a better entry. I don't think we'll have enough time to go to the real charts to look at that, but I think this is well illustrated and you can understand it. So here's the setup. Your candle broke above the range with the bearish candle closing above the range here. So this was a setup, but we ought to have entered here, but price didn't break here. So for us to void this setup, this would have closed below, but it didn't. So our setup is still valid. So we take an entry here. So how do we take the entry? We'll wait for a wick down and place buy stops on the top of the candle high. So this is using buy stops and sell stops. You can just market execute, but it's way harder, so I prefer using buy stops. So you place your buy stops just on the high of the previous candle that couldn't break above, and have your stop loss at the current candle. So once you place your buy stops here, the stop loss could either be below the previous candle or below the current candle lows. Okay, this is the same setup and entry but on a bearish example, so you can pause the video and read through. So this is my best entry. So how do we get the setup for the onion play? So this is just a name for the setup, but I prefer when price closes bullish. If the market is bullish, price makes pullbacks to go and retest the highs made. So this is my best entry. I'll execute on this any day. So price made a high, pulls back, forms support in a bullish market, enter as the current candle breaks the previous candle's high. So this is the same. So let's break this down. This is how it is. So our bias of the market, our session bias is bullish. I had taught you how to identify your session bias. So we expect price to continue up after creating the resistance and closing bullish within the range at support. Okay, so price made a high, resistance, pulls back, makes a support. For it to satisfy the session bias, it has to make support to go back and retest the highs made. So that was the setup. So what will you do for entry? Our entry will simply be here as price breaks the high of the previous candle, or you could also take it on the flip of the current candle, but the stop loss will always be below the previous candle's low. This is the same, but for the bearish market, you can pause and read through. So that was basically it. I can go over. So this is just the document breaking down each and every entry setup in depth. I'll share this to the free groups. You could also message me on my Instagram so that you can also have this document with you. I didn't make this document. I basically found it and it has helped me through since I've back tested it, and it makes it simpler for beginner traders. So this is for you if you're a beginner trader. Down here, this is basically a combination of the setups and entries. Let me scroll down. You can pause and read. So this is the fake outs we've been talking about. These are different conditions for the fake outs.
What we do here is go back.
As I wind up, yeah, you don't have to pause to screenshot. I'll just have the document sent to the group. Contact me on Instagram and you'll have the document. So in conclusion, we've explored a really powerful price action strategy for setups and entries that can help you gain a better understanding of market trends and make informed trading decisions. By focusing on price movements, this strategy can provide valuable insights into market behavior that may be overlooked by traditional indicators. So by incorporating this strategy into your trading approach, you can develop a more comprehensive understanding of market dynamics and make more effective trading decisions. However, it's important to remember that no strategy is foolproof and trading always carries risks. With that in mind, I hope that this video has provided you with valuable information and insights that will help take your trading to the next level. Thank you for watching. See you next time.